Welcome back in, everyone. If you're just tuning in to Notre Dame Day, all morning long, we have had the privilege of highlighting different student causes on campus. Up next is Opera ND, and here we've got a graduate level student that is a sacred music major. His name is Joe Galdi. Joe, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You guys are going to want to stick around because we're actually going to get to hear Joe perform in just a few short minutes. But first, Joe, talk to us about your experience with this up-and-coming group at Notre Dame called Opera ND.
It has been a great experience. Last semester, we performed the opera Candide, which is about 2.5 hours. It's a pretty lengthy production. We managed to pull it off. I played an old woman on stage, and it was a great time.
That's amazing. Joe and I were talking before this segment started, and Joe, you told me you got into operatic singing when you were in high school. That's certainly very impressive. It's a difficult art form to learn. Talk to us about your journey learning how to sing opera.
Yeah, so it's a very technical way of singing. I started with musical theater a lot, and my parents aren't musicians, so I wasn't really exposed to opera. And I started doing choir a lot, which really pivoted me into the opera career.
That's impressive. I got to hear a little bit of taste of Joe's work when he was warming up, and he is so good. But don't take my word for it. We are going to get to hear him perform right now, so I'm going to step out of the way, and let's give it up for Joe.
Mr. Chaplin, you may think I'm rather small, 'cause the posh papers are falling at your feet. So go ahead and snub me, and don't return my call, and build your house on top of Easy Street. But what you gonna do when it all falls down? 'Cause I let a little rumor spread. What you gonna do if I change the name of the person sleeping in your bed? What you gonna do when I tell the tale that makes the country turn its head? gossip and just a little lie. I'll simply say the little tramp is just a little spy. What's he gonna do when it all falls down? Hey there, Mr. Chaplin. Well, your act deserves applause. You wave our flag and the country is impressed. But I'm a voice among the crowd that's questioning your cause. And now I'll spread my doubts among the rest. What ya gonna do when it all falls down? And where ya gonna go from there? What ya gonna do when the money's gone? And who ya gonna buy to care? What ya gonna do when the country says, now get yourself out of here? What ya gonna paint when you cannot paint the town? I'm gonna wipe that smile from that famous little clown. And what's he gonna do when it all falls down? All the king's horses and all the king's men will never put poor Charlie together again. And what's he gonna do when it all falls down?
Let's give a big round of applause. That was amazing. Joe Geldy, let's give another round of applause. Come on, that was incredible. That was such a treat. We got to hear the operatic style and your musical theater background. Thank you so much for that, Joe.